Hi, everyone. Okay, so we spent a lot of time talking about how do you take notes, how do you citate, how do you annotate. Now you need to go take notes about your topic. On Friday, your first page of notes is due. So today we're going to talk about how do you find all of those different types of sources. We're not going to be going to a library every day. Instead, we're going to be going to an electronic library. So the first thing you want to do is you want to click on Destiny OPAC. Okay, then you want to click on Central Middle School. Wow, look at all these sources that the district library has for you. Here are some great ideas for reading. Here are public library links. Here are research databases. That's what we're going to use. Instead of going to the library, we're going to be going to an electronic library. So, and the next thing I want you to do is I want you to click on ELM4U, Electronic Library of Minnesota. When you click on this, it's going to take you here. Now, it might ask you for your library barcode. That's why I had you put your library barcode in your drive. So you could copy and paste your barcode in here. I've already pasted my barcode in. Now, there's a couple of different ways to use ELM4U. You can click grade level. You could click middle school. These are the best sources for middle school. We're going to be talking about Britannica School Middle in this video, but before we do that, let's go back. I don't want that to be your primary way. We're going to go to databases, and we're going to look at all these databases you can use. It scrolls down. There's tons of things you can use. We're going to use this because this is just a good way to find certain sources. Britannica School Middle. Go. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff they have that I can use to research for History Day. So I'm going to pretend that Rosa Parks is still my History Day topic. And I put Rosa Parks in there. Okay, this is an encyclopedia. It's just like I pulled an encyclopedia off the wall, and there's all kinds of sources. There are articles, image, videos, there's dictionary. What is this? There's magazines. Okay, so it goes and goes and goes and talks about all these sources for you. Georgia historical, there's all kinds of things. I'm going to go just back up to articles just because that's what we're focusing on today. I'm going to click on this. Okay, so this is a Rosa L. Parks article. It's a part of Britannica School Middle. I scan down this and I see the pictures and I see the text, and this looks like it might be a good source for me. So I'm going to take notes. So I take my notes on my note sheet, my green note sheet. I take my notes. I write my summary of how the website helped me. I immediately wrote down my source that this was Britannica School Middle. I'm done with my notes. And now what I need to do is I need to cite this. Now I notice here that there's a citing button. I click on it. Okay, interesting. I click, what style do I want? Well, we're doing citing in MLA. Here's a citation. Now, you always want to have EasyBib open when you're working on History Day. Okay, I know, and we'll talk about this more, I know that this is a secondary source. Primary sources come from the time period. And I'm going to show you how to do primary sources, but we're just trying to forge forward here, okay? So, this is a secondary source. So, in EasyBib, okay, I went to History Day Secondary. This is a bibliography, and I had to cite an encyclopedia and MLA. I had to pick that from the list. Now, this source was published directly online, so I wrote that. The article title, Rosa L. Parks. Contributors, when I go back and look, it doesn't name the contributors. Okay. The encyclopedia title, Britannica School Middle. Who publishes Britannica School Middle? Well, I can kind of look down here. Britannica Digital Learning. You could type that, or I just typed Encyclopedia Britannica. I pasted the URL. We don't want to see the URL. I learned in the citation that I lifted that it was last accessed August 13th, 2017. So I can add that when it was electronically published. The date accessed was today. Then I go back and I look at my notes and I make sure I add my annotation. This article taught me more about Rosa Parks and the conflict of the Montgomery bus boycott. Okay, So in my notes, I have this summary written down. I learned more about the reasons why Parks chose to be a part of the boycott. Okay? So now I have an encyclopedia source in I've taken my notes and I have it in EasyBib. And I can show that I have this source, a secondary source in EasyBib, and I have one page of notes to show Mrs. Tarnowski.